The world is going through a challenging test. While financial concerns continue in the world that's reshaped by the pandemic, the business world aims to recover from the crisis with as minimum damage as possible. We continue to check the pulse of the software industry during the pandemic as ERP News. Eran Rozenfeld, the CEO of Priority Software, that's among the most significant players of the software industry, shared his views concerning the ERP industry in the new world created by the pandemic in this video. So my first question is, could you briefly introduce yourself and give us some information about the global structure of Priority Software?
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Eran Rozenfeld. I'm the managing director for Priority Software in the US and North America. So basically in charge of USA and Canada area. I am working with Priority in the US for nearly 4 years now. With a lot of experience working with Priority for prior to the presence in the U.S. in Israel as an owner of a business partner with Priority Software for many years. I'm also hands-on in Priority, so I know the system for at least 16 years with implementations and so on. Priority Software is a leading global ERP provider that is in business over 30 years now, with presence in over 40 countries. We have headquarters in Israel. That's the main headquarter. We got offices in two offices in the U.S., an office in the U.K., an office in Belgium, and again presence in more than 40 countries. Priority has a customer base of 75,000 customers for different products, and we work with a network of over 60 business partners who market, sell, implement Priority. In short, Priority is an ERP solution for businesses, small, medium sizes, cloud ERP. With the out-of-the-box, ready-to-use, a lot of modules, application, mobile access, and many, many more.
Mm-hmm. And so, where are you at the moment, and what's daily working life for you right now?
Right, so I am at the home office right now, as you can or cannot see right now, because since the Corona days, I had to make it to look like a nice office. So working from home for many days now. Started to going to the office recently, we can talk about that. The day-to-day is actually it looks like that with the COVID-19 days, the load of work is way more busier. So it's a back-to-back meetings with using Zoom, Skype, Google Meet, you name the application. Working with customers because we have to do two things. Since we are an ERP, a cloud ERP, we have to keep on supporting our customers, and luckily we can because everything is on the cloud. And the other thing is to help customers that making decisions those days to move forward and implement new systems to support their businesses and supply chain and the changes to the market these days. We need to be there for them. So working constantly with them remotely. This is how our days look like, and of course coordinating with the teams, with sales, support, and consultants on a daily basis.
We're in the midst of a crisis that nobody has expected to come. And in light of your years of experience in the ERP sector, would you evaluate the effects of the pandemic on the ERP industry?
Yes, that's true. Those times, nobody expected those times. And I think that I see different trends in the market in a way. I think that some of the companies at the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic kind of put a hold on some of their decisions, and at least for the first month or so, kind of stopped and measure and checked where they are and where the expense is going to be, especially on IT and so on. But then I saw a different trending coming on. So the companies are, in a way, reevaluating their business operations because of that change, and then they realize the importance of and the urgency of the digital business management solutions. So a lot of companies now check how does my operation works, and if my supply chain right now and processes are ready for those type of days, digital wise. Can I allow my employees to work remotely? Can I allow my customers to continue getting their services with working from home and so on? So I see a trend where customers are moving back and understanding more that now it's the time for their digital transformation and using a cloud and using all the tools that will allow them to provide services to their customers. And you see that a lot with manufacturers. You see that a lot with distribution companies, where they need to be flexible and to be ready for the changes. And the last thing that I can say, it's been 3 months now into COVID-19, that in the last month I definitely see increased IT spending, where customers are continue to grow their demand into the cloud infrastructures and so on.
Mhm. And what are your recommendations to mitigate the risks of the pandemic on the ERP industry? And what's your action plan as Priority Software?
I think that the pandemic will have both, short and long-term effects on manufacturers. That's for sure. It means that the plant manufacturers and factory owners will be looking to secure the inventory, warehouses, distribution, not only manufacturing the products, and they will need a better control on their entire supply chain. I'm sorry. Um, we see our priority role, since we are in this market of an ERP, to help them to mitigate the supply chain risks, and to do that using these end-to-end systems like Priority ERP, where they will need more open, flexible features to support those changes and to adapt to this new market. I think that the we're here. I mean, we're here to help customers, to do best use of their ERP, and to help them to reevaluate now with those days their business processes. And this thing, I think that we will see it more and more happening, and where those customers will check and understand now the risk that they are, and then they will do changes to their infrastructures on our side, of course, on the ERP side, and we will be there to support them.
Mhm. And digital transformation is now more important than ever. So, do you think companies should speed up their pace of digital transformation?
Right. So of course that on my personal note, and that's what I'm doing for many years, I would say yes, but I would say yes even before the COVID-19 days. Today I can say for a fact that I see that happening. Um, I don't think that there is another choice right now with the changes in this world right now, due to this pandemic. And maybe people are looking ahead and thinking about a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, will there be another crisis of that type, different pandemics or anything else that will cause that situation to repeat itself. So I would say that that's the time to speed that processes and to move to complete your digital transformation as a company to be ready for the day after. It is difficult to to change culture overnight, um, but especially those days where everyone around the globe changed their culture. People are working with masks all of a sudden. People are washing their hands 20 times a day and more. I mean, that's the time, to look at the workspace and say, hey, we're going to do some culture changes at workspace. And therefore, the transformation will be easier. Because one of the things, is to change this culture, which was always one of the challenges. So I think that now is a better day to do that because it's forced on us. Um, the change will start with the CEO and executive teams. That's very important to remember, and that will need to support the change in their businesses and to stand behind the other employees. And it's very important also to establish within the businesses an internal communication and training channels, and having the ability to manage awareness and set appropriate expectation around forthcoming change. This is crucial to ensure that the workforce is have enough time to adapt to those new changes.
ERP industry is one of the industries that's severely affected by the change and transformation caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. What do you think will change in the ERP industry post-pandemic?
I think that the industry analysts predict that the post-pandemic ERP will increase manufacturer spend, putting on focus on supporting the supply chain and ensuring stock availability, inventory control, and supply chain management across the board. I see that happening already with some actual cases that we have. Um, I think that we will witness we will witness that the start of the pandemic, the panic buying and suppliers that could not keep up with their demand, that will go on and will make those companies get those decisions that that's the time to make sure that they will be ready or readier for the next time it happens. We know that the ERP clearly helps manufacturers to address, and to adapt across the supply chain and so on. So I think that will increase over there. Um, I think that the companies will look for better synchronization between the supply chains, manufacturing and other departments in ERP, and that will be achieved only with this digital transformation, as we said, having a one system with access to it from different type of devices and so on. So I think that will help the ERP market and will increase the spend in the next year and two.
ERP vendors must be supportive and solution-oriented towards their clients amidst this crisis. So in this context, what's the strategy of Priority Software and what differentiates you from other vendors?
Right. I think that it's all about the straightening our customers, operational management capabilities, multifunctional, multi-department, multi-company, different legal IDs, different countries, operations, so on, giving them the tools they need to access company data, collaborate remotely, cloud-based systems, mobile ERP, which becomes very important. This is where Priority exceptionally strong. This is what differentiate us from other vendors. We are small enough to provide our customers with fast, accurate, and personalized service and support, but we are big enough to give them the advanced tools to get their job done, no matter the size and scope of their business.
And what steps are Priority Software taking to protect its staff?
Yeah, At the very start of the pandemic, Priority closed its offices around the world, like other businesses, of course. We were already set up for our entire workforce to work from home. Well, we are an ERP, cloud ERP, so we're ready to work from remote. And that made the transition smooth and easy for everyone at the beginning. We continue to provide support and services to our customers worldwide, since our technical and customer service teams were fully equipped with the necessary infrastructure to work from home, to maintain our support and service centers, quality and security. And we continue to encourage most of our employees to work from home. In some regions, as I mentioned before, we have slowly and cautiously returned to the office in very small groups. We are bound by, strict government regulations, of course, and that includes taking employees' temperature, wearing masks, washing hands, minimum of, X amount of people in a room, at the same time, and maintaining a strict social distancing regulation at all times.
So, thank you very much, sir, for your time and insight, and we hope to see you again soon.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.